Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. I am back, and we're about to do another brief demonstration. And so I'm going to encourage you to go ahead and invite your friends, invite your family. You want to invite your team members. It's just going to be a brief demonstration. I'm not going to go into compensation. You can do that with your guests later on down the road. But right now, I just want to talk to you about Enagic, our phenomenal company and our phenomenal product. And so I'm going to give you all a minute or two to get on, and we're going to get started. Once again, I am back. My name is Dr. Tamia Bethia Williams. I'm excited to be here with you all today again to serve you. I pray that those of you that are listening will have ears to hear and eyes to see so that you can make an intelligent decision about what it is that we're talking about here today. This is serious, y'all. It is not a game. It is not a joke. People are really not understanding the importance of drinking good, clean, healthy water. And so I want to dive right into this right now. I don't want to waste any time. So I want you all to hear exactly what it is that I'm talking about. And so the question today is, what is the big deal about water? What's the big deal about water? Yes, let's talk about that. We have a water problem. We really have a water problem. We really do. Okay? There's a lot of talk about water these days. People are talking about tap water, well water, bottled water, distilled water, filtered water, and even reverse osmosis water. That's what they're talking about. And so if water wasn't a big deal, why do we have so many types of water? When I was growing up in South Carolina, water was water. Everybody, they either had a pump that they had to prime, but water was water. Water came from the tap. Water was water, but not today. Not today. You have all different types of water. Now, I have a warning for you. I am about to really go in. I'm going to tell you exactly how it is. I'm going to be completely honest with you. If you don't want to hear the truth, now is the time to get off. You have a moment, go ahead and just exit out so you don't have to hear this, okay? Because I'm a firm believer that when you know better, you should do better. So let's keep going. I want to first give you a little bit of history. First of all, people have always been concerned about having healthy drinking water, always. Medicinal water has been around forever. It's still around today. Bottled medicinal water predates America's independence, going back to 1767. Because 1767, bottled water was sold for medicinal reasons by a spa. It was called Jackson Spa in Boston for $1.75 a pint. And then we move on to 1856. By the time 1856 came along, over 7 million of those bottles were being produced every single year at Saratoga Springs. Why? For medicinal purposes. Bottled medicinal water lost its appeal in the early 20th century. You know why it lost its appeal? It was because chlorinated municipal water was introduced, and they said it was safe. They said it was safe back in the early 20th century. In 1977, however, the WHO, the WHO, the World Health Organization, they stood up and they warned people against drinking tap water. They said this water had too many chemicals and too many known carcinogens in it. Do not drink it. That was back in 1977. And then a company, y'all know, in the green bottle, Perrier, they were brilliant. They saw this announcement as a fear factor. And they decided to use it to their advantage. So they realized that they had a business opportunity. And so what they did is they launched a $5 million marketing campaign right here in the United States for its imported water. And they appealed to the lifestyle image, of the yuppies, etc. And the rest is history. And the nightmare begins. Oh, yeah, the nightmare begins. So let me ask you a sobering question right now. And I want you to type it in the chat if you know the answer. Can water make you sick? How many of you out there believe that water can make you sick? Can water make you sick? Okay. Well, we're all familiar with waterborne viruses like malaria and typhoid fever, aren't we? And there's more. What you don't know is that 14,000 people die every single day worldwide from waterborne illnesses, and 11,000 are children under the age of 5 years old. Go check it out at the nrdc.org. Go check it out. And so what you also probably know, you should know, is that the water that you're drinking could, or maybe you may not know, but the water that you're drinking, the water that you're cooking with, the water that you're bathing in, it could be slowly taking you out. It could be making you sick and you don't even realize it. So here, let me give you some characteristics of sick water, I should say. Sick water, water that is not good, water that could be making you sick or could make you sick. One, if the water is acidic, that right there is a characteristic. Two, if it is laced with chemicals. Three, if it contains known carcinogens. Four, if it is stored in toxic plastic. And five, if it is robbed of chemicals. I tell you what, a lot of you that are listening, you already believe that there is a problem with the water. You already believe it. Because a lot of you buy bottled water. You buy bottled water. Do you know that the average person spends about $640 every single year on bottled water? And that's just for drinking. I've never heard anybody tell me I had a bath today with bottled water. Never. Or I had a shower today with bottled water. Never. They shower in tap water and they drink bottled water and they think that it's okay. And so let me tell you what they know that you may not know. And so filtering home tap or well water can decrease exposure to numerous known or suspected carcinogens and endocrine disrupting chemicals. Unless the home water source is known to be contaminated, it is preferable to use filtered tap water instead of commercially bottled water. Now, this is stated in the Reducing Environmental Cancer Risk, what we can do now, page 111. Let's keep going. And so why is it that we should care? We should care more about the environment. Why is it that we should? We should because there's something going on right now that is hindering us, that is hurting us. And that is the plastic that we are disposing of. We think that it is being recycled and it is not. Just because you aren't the one tossing the plastic bottles in the streets and the streams, it doesn't mean that you're off the hook. Out of the billions of plastic bottles sold every single year, less than 10% of them ever make it to recycling. And so we contribute when we buy dish detergent, when we buy washing detergent, when we buy juice in bottles and foods in bottles, because plastic, when we throw that away, less than 10% of it is being recycled, and it's ending up in our oceans. Right now, there's enough plastic in the ocean to cover the state of Texas, not once, but twice. Where did it come from? It came from us. And so what we're saying here when we talk about this phenomenal technology is we're saying, say no to plastic. Because everything that I just mentioned, what I'm going to be sharing with you in a moment, it has the ability to replace your detergent, your glass cleaner, your stain remover. And I can go on and on and on. A lot of the things that you're purchasing that's in plastic, you won't have to do that anymore. You can limit it a whole lot. And so let's keep going. Let me tell you about municipal tap water. You know, that stuff that comes out of your tap. Well, very simply stated, tap water is nothing more than recycled sewage. Yeah, that's what it is. Recycled sewage. And so even when we drink the water from the technology that I'm going to be sharing with you here in a moment, it's still, it has been recycled. But the good news is that when it goes through the filters that we have attached to our machine, and when it goes through the filter that's in the machine, and it goes through the ionization process, woo! Hey, I'm telling you, boy, do we have good, clean, healthy water. Yes. But let's talk about this process for a moment, because I think you all need to understand what I mean when I say recycled sewage. See, the water that you're getting out of your tap is not brand new water. It is water that has been treated by a water treatment plant. And because my husband has been a plumber now going on 40 years, I happen to know what that process looks like. And so in vivid information here for you all today, know that all of the solid waste that goes to the water treatment plant, everything outside of the solid waste that goes to the water treatment plant. When you go and you have your feet done at the nail salon and they scrape your feet, if you go and you have your nails done and they're taking off all of those dead cuticles, and when you go and you have your hair done, you have your hair dyed, relaxed, or perm, you have all of those chemicals that will just put on your head. And now when you hold your head back in the bowl and it wash all those chemicals out, it goes down the drain. When a person is being embalmed, all of the fluid is removed from his or her body. It is supposed to be disposed of properly, but instead, many of them let it go down the drain. It doesn't matter if the person died due to COVID-19, or if the person died because of AIDS, or if the person died because they had chemo after chemo after chemo and they had cancer and it eventually helped them to transition, I should say. The bottom line is all of that goes down the drain. Yes, it goes down the drain. And then when it gets to the water treatment plant, it is all of the stuff, all of the solid waste is sifted out, squeezed, and now you have this substance that looks like a pool of chocolate, I should say, sometimes darker, sometimes lighter, and they add chemicals up to 500, some places 300, some places 400, some places 500 chemicals to make the water potable again, to make it usable again. How many times can they do this and you think that it's okay? But they have to do something to kill the living organisms, because there's living organisms in there. They did a test here in Long Island, 116 tests for parasites. 87 came back positive for Cryptosporidium and Giardia. Cryptosporidium lives wherever there's fecal matter. Giardia lives wherever there's a kidney. It attacks the kidneys. Two parasites that have learned how to live in this chemically treated water. So all I'm saying to you all today is your tap water is nothing more than recycled water that has been treated with chemicals and sent right back to you. And we think that it's okay. Your refrigerator water is also recycled sewage water that has been laced with chemicals. Just keeping it real. I want to talk to you about chlorine. Simply stated, chlorine is a pesticide. Now, I'm not saying it. This is defined by the EPA. And chlorine's sole purpose is to kill living organisms. When we consume water containing chlorine, it kills some part of us, destroying cells and tissue inside of our bodies. Dr. Robert Carlson, a highly respected University of Minnesota researcher whose work is sponsored by the EPA, he sums it up by claiming that the chlorine problem is similar to that of air pollution, and adds that chlorine is the greatest crippler and killer of modern times. Breast cancer has recently been linked to the accumulation of chlorine compounds in the breast tissue. It has been stated that 50 to 60% women that have breast cancer have 50 to 60% more chlorine and byproducts in their breast tissue than women who don't. Why? Because we're exposed to chlorine. We absorb it through our skin from water that we bathe in, water that we swim in. We absorb it in our skin even from the air. When we lay beside a pool that has been treated with chlorine, We're drinking and eating food washed in chlorinated water. We're breathing the fumes that chlorine can create in showers. And it goes on and on and on. Somebody here may be interested in getting a reverse osmosis system, and you may have a reverse osmosis system because you did not want to deal with the chlorine problem. Well, let me say this. Reverse osmosis is a reasonable option in reading chlorine and chemicals from water, yes, but it is commonly referred to as dead water. Dead water, dead water. Why? Because although many of the contaminants are removed through the process, it is like throwing the baby out with the bathwater because source minerals have been removed as well. Water has absolutely no value to the human body with the minerals removed. So reverse osmosis is very acidic and harmful to the human body. Somebody here may be a distilled water drinker. Let me talk to you. Distilled water is essentially mineral free, period. And therefore, it is very aggressive, even more aggressive than reverse osmosis water. And that what it tends to do is it tends to dissolve substances that it comes in contact with, including metals. Many metals are dissolved from distilled water. It's dissolved by distilled water. Carbon dioxide from the air is rapidly absorbed, making the water acidic and even more aggressive. The more mineral loss, the greater the risk of osteoporosis, okay, osteoarthritis, hypothyroidism, coronary artery disease, high blood pressure, and a long list of degenerative diseases generally associated with premature aging. Excuse me. There's a man, a doctor, by the name of Dr. Otto Warburg. I just love to share this little tidbit of information the right way. He received an award. He made a discovery in 1923, but he received an award in 1931 for his discovery that cancerous tissues are acidic and healthy tissues are alkaline. And I'm not going to go any further into any more detail, but just know that this was something that was talked about way back in 1923. And yet today, it's like, my God, what are we doing? What are we doing? And so here's some important properties of healthy water. I told you about acidic water. Let's talk about healthy water. Healthy water must be pure and free of harmful chemicals. It must be alkaline, not acidic. It must have molecule clusters small enough to absorb. It must provide minerals, and it must have a natural antioxidant quality. So what is the solution? You have three choices. You can keep doing what you're doing now and get what you're going to get. Or you can travel, or you can join us. To me, what do you mean when you say travel? What I mean is this water is still available in the world. Only 1% of it left. You can go to places like Lourdes, France. You can go to the glacier water to Pakistan and the Hunza Valley in northern Pakistan. You can go to Mexico. There's other places you can go. But when you travel there and you drink all you can drink while you're there and you bathe in it and you cook with it, by the time you get on the plane, you're going to be right back to the same old thing again because they're going to give you bottled water. Why not get something that can produce clean, healthy water for you and your family right now? Right now. I've had my technology now for 16 years. I remember when I said, almost 16 years rather, I remember when I said, I would not invest in this because it just don't make any sense. Water is water. And when I saw a brief demonstration I'm going to show you here in a minute, it changed my mind. I invested in it and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. Because what I want you all to know is that this is not brand new information. It's not brand new information. It's not. The water that you are going to see me demonstrate is very, very similar to the water that you developed in. See, when all of us were conceived and we were attached to the wall of our mother's uterus, the water that we developed in, that amniotic fluid, I'm going to say it again and again and again, that water that we developed in, that water is alkaline. Your heart developed in it. Your lungs developed in it. Your kidneys, your liver, every single part of you, your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth, every single part of you developed in there. Your bones developed in that alkaline fluid. And when you came out of your mother, and you were privileged to have a mom that didn't mind breastfeeding, you received breast milk. You knew what it was. You latched on, just like a puppy latching on to his mom. You latched on, and that breast milk was also alkaline. So it is a part of you. It is in your DNA. Your body understands it. I'm not going to tell those of you that are listening here today that if you came here with cancer, you came here with high blood pressure, you came here with diabetes, I'm not going to tell you that this water is going to heal, treat, cure, prevent anything. But what I do know is this: when you give the body what the body needs, what the body understands, the body has the power to heal itself. Your body is doing the work. You're just giving the body what the body knows it can use. The same way, if you give the body something that's not good for it, it's going to also respond accordingly. And so, although I cannot make any claims, what I can say is try it. Get in contact with the person that asked you to be here today and try it and see what happens for you. I don't know what's going to happen for you, but I know that the word Kangen, it means to return to origin. Kangen has been used in Japanese hospitals for medicinal purposes now for going on 50 years. We're able to use our tap source water to create our own healthy medicinal water right on our countertops. Yes, we can't say it's a medical device here in the United States. It's a medical device in Japan. But we have this technology. It's much more than a simpler filter, just a simple filter. That's nice. It's more than that. We restructure our water and we return it to the way that it was before we, the human beings, the human race, managed to contaminate it. We've experienced the difference with healthy water, and we're on a new track to wellness. We don't do plastic. We're going green. So how is Kangen water different? Well, I tell you, there's no comparison. It's the purest water available. It's alkaline adjusted to combat acidity. The molecule cluster size drastically reduced for efficient hydration. And through ionization, we create a natural, powerful antioxidant. Plus, through ionization, we alter the pH of the water so that we can replace household chemicals. With an Enagic ionizer, we have gone green. We are saving thousands and thousands of dollars. There is only one, my friends. There is only one that has earned the gold seal by the Water Quality Association year after year. There is only one classified as a medical device in Japan, approved by 6,600 Japanese doctors. There is only one with a 50-year, going on 50-year proven history. There is only one in hospitals in Japan and prescribed by physicians in Japan. There is only one capable of producing the results, antioxidant and more, that Enagic does. There is only one that is consistent. There is only one that is a lifetime, life-changing device. You can't afford to cut corners with your health. You just cannot afford to cut corners. You cannot. And so what is the investment? The investment, and I'm going to do it this way, then I'm going to show you, right, real quick. The investment, we have 3 devices that are now available to you. There's actually 4. And the Anespa, of course. And they range in value. They're not range in value, because they range in value. None of us here will be able to afford it, because it's worth a whole lot more than what Enagic has priced it as. We have the Junior 4, which is $29.80. We have the SD501, which is the one that I've had now for going on 16 years, which is $39.80. And then we have the K8, which I'm getting ready to demonstrate, which is $49.80. And the difference in these machines, which I'll tell you about here shortly, more about, is the number of plates inside. These three, the SD501 and the K8, they speak, and the Junior, it doesn't speak, but they do produce all the waters, And so because of the size of the plates and because of the number of the plates, that will give you more antioxidants. That's the reason why the machines vary in price. Because the K8 is 8 plates again. The SD501 has 7 plates. These are all electrodes made out of medical grade titanium, titanium, and dipped twice in medical grade platinum. Yes. And so what it is they are very, very, they're costly. The plates are because of what they do. The water runs over those plates and the water is ionized. What it does is it dismantles the pharmaceuticals, returning them back to their original state, and it zaps the parasites in the process, because a regular filter does not get rid of parasites, let me tell you. But when it goes through our product, goes through our machine, that water, when those parasites pass over those plates, they're zapped. They're zapped. So you may not be able to see them, but just know that they're zapped, okay? And they're not in your water. Thank God. Thank God for that. And so what I want to do right now is I want to take you over to the machine so I can show you the power of what it is that I'm talking about. So follow me real quick. Follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me. And let me go over here and let me shut this down and let me bring you back up here again. All right, good, 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 good. And so now, everybody, as you can see here, this is the actual K8 machine. This is the K8 machine, okay? What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to turn on the tap water. This is the tap water running right here. Now, as you can see, this pH chart here, you have on this side, the water is acidic. Over here, the water is alkaline. Acidic water contributes to sickness, okay? Acidic food, acidic drinks, emotional stress, and etc. The alkaline water contributes to health. Alkaline water, positive energy, positive attitude, stress-free life. And so what I want to do right now is I want to show you the tap water. So I'm going to take a little bit of the tap water, turn off the faucet, and I'm going to test it. Can you see it? I'm going to test it. I'll put it up to the camera so you can see it. I'm going to use this pH tester, and I'm going to put a little bit of pH tester inside of here. And you can see the water it looks about neutral on the chart. If you look at the chart, it looks about neutral, right? Okay. And the reason why it looks that way, everybody, is because they put lye in it. They put lye in it to raise the pH of the water. That's why they put lye in it. They raise the pH of the water so that the pipes don't rust. In New York City, I don't know where you live, but in New York City, we have pipes that are over 100 years old. And if they allow the water to go through there without adding lye to it, we would have a disaster. So they add lye to it so that it won't rust the pipes, so the pipes can last even longer. So go figure, right? And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to turn on the tap water, but I'm going to turn on this switch, just to switch it 1 second. And now you're going to see that the water is running through the machine. First, it's going through the 2 filters we have downstairs, the 2 filters we have up here, and the filter behind this door right here. I can show you this filter here. 1 second here. This filter right here. And so now I'm going to show you now. I'm going to take these 2 glasses and I'm going to take some water from this hose and some water from this hose at the same time, simultaneously. And what I'm going to do, let me turn off the machine. I'm going to take the pH tester again, and I'm going to put a few drops in here, and I'm going to put a few drops in here. What just happened there? What just happened there? The water went through the machine, right? What just happened there? Take a look. What just happened there? And what just happened there? The water was split into 2 simultaneously. That's what happened there. And so what I want to do right now is I want to take a little bit of water. I want to show you all something. What happens? We're going to pretend that this is your body. And this is Poland Spring, by the way. Some of you may not know Poland Spring. Now listen at the plastic. All because the water was heated up and it went in there. Those chemicals from this plastic bottle. This plastic bottle take about 20,000 chemicals to produce this plastic bottle. And when that plastic bottle is produced, they put water in it. And the water is 185 to 190 degrees hot. Sometimes 180 degrees hot. Doesn't matter. It's too hot. And now that water goes inside this bottle and the plastic starts to melt inside of the bottle. The chemicals start to break down and get into the water. And now you drink it. So this is Poland Spring, and I'm going to test it right now in front of your eyes, and you can see right now what it looks like. So here's Poland Spring. It's a little acidic, but it's somewhat neutral. But what else is inside of that water? Help me, Lord. So what I'm going to do right now is going to take some Kangen water. I'm going to take some Kangen water, and I'm going to show you what happens when you start to drink Kangen water. I'm going to pour this Kangen water. You can see it right inside. Let me put it close here. Right inside for you. What just happened? What just happened? It neutralized the water. And so when you begin to drink Kangen water, what it does is it helps the body to get into balance. And what the body does is the body does what it knows how to do. And the body takes care of itself, good care of itself. And so what I'm going to encourage you to do right now, because with the person that invited you here today, and they will go over with you how you can get your machine. And if you're interested in getting a free machine, ask them how you can get a free machine, and they will tell you how you can get a free machine. How's that? How's that? And so anyway, guys, it's been a great, a pleasure being with you all here today. I look forward to serving you again. I'll let you know when. I don't want to put a date out there and a time, but just keep checking here on my Facebook page, and you're going to see, because we increased our sales in Enagic increased by 17% last year during a time when everybody was running all over the place, not knowing what to do in this state of a pandemic. But Enagic increased by 17%. And this year, my goal in 2021 is to help Enagic increase by another 30%. Together, we can do it. So the next time I come on here just to do a brief overview, I'm expecting to see at least 2,000 of you. Oh my goodness, that would be so great. And so anyway, I love you and I appreciate you. And I look forward to seeing you again when we come together again. Have a phenomenal weekend. Bye for now.